Hey guys, so
I think I was ahead. I think I had.
here we go. So my live stream got taken down because there was a bunch of copyright music in there in the mixes I had, not royalty free. So I'm just kind of analyzing some of the replays from my live stream that are notable, and I'm gonna re-upload them. So yeah, I'm just gonna analyze these videos, mostly for my sake, just because it's fun, and you guys can see some of the best games. So I'll turn the volume up a little bit.
Any money for my wall because I pre-selected the wall to be built, so I figured it was going to be built. Then I spent my money. I don't have money for the wall, and I guess I double-clicked my miners because I was panicking trying to get a wall out, and it just went downhill from there, which is my fault.
I know it's going to be confusing to hear two of me during this video. Just bear with me, guys. So this is Sword Start versus Chaos. This is Shadow. Dang, my micro's on point. There's a little bit of a delay, you can clearly see. Lag was an issue through this whole match, actually. Just frame rate drop. But not like frame rate drop necessarily, but like... Oh, here we go. Good split. Kind of an over split, but that's okay. Oh yeah, that split was really good. Now I got a target attack, right? Oh, split again, Heath. That sucked. That's difficult when you're trying to... How'd that happen though? So I see the bomb right there. So my instinct should just be to drag a box over these two front units and pull them back immediately. This is going to take a very instantaneous response. And I'm in a bad position to do this because my mouse is currently on the mini map. But in theory, I just select these guys and click back. So it would be like boom, boom, like that. So how exactly that would look like is, you're down here, my mouse is right here, then I pull up, click right here, drag a box, and then come back down and right click on the mini map here. The mini map is hands down like the most useful thing added in Stick Empires because there's not a lot of hotkeys in the game for unit control, but you can command your unit or units to move anywhere on the map at any time with this mini map. So it'd be boom boom. Let's see what I do. Okay, I tried to split them individually. Which doesn't really work. I mean, I tried, like, yeah, and it probably would have worked with lag, which I think is why I shook my head there. If you see I shake my head because I get screwed with lag. Just look. I wonder if there's a way to adjust the playback speed. I don't think there is. But you can see. I move this guy back. So I already clicked and he's not moving, but whatever. He moves in time. So he's moving. Now I'm spamming this guy to move. Now he actually selected the bomber to go on this guy, it looks like. So I had this guy moved back. This would have worked. Yeah. See, he moves then. That's a solid second of delay. Nothing you can do about that. That's just Stick Empires. Also, that sword just sitting there. Could have got a kill on that cat had he not done that. It's difficult to improve at an RTS if you're fighting the RTS more than you are your opponent. So I got tunnel vision, and I floated up to 485 there, which is really bad. I get tunnel vision sometimes. Not a huge deal, though. And then I just sent my last sword, and I sent him forward, because as long as there are cats closer to my base, that's going to be an issue for me. And he's too committed to not kill that one sword anyway. So I just threw my one guy toward his base to just kind of distract his army and get it all the way toward the back. But Shadow was smart and didn't fall for the... I mean, it's still good for me, but Shadow played it really well, and he put one cat on tower to get tower. That's one of those small micro things that's really important. So I'm pretty screwed here. I need to buy a miner like right now. I'm just floating. Yeah, I'm screwed. Okay, that's also important. Notice something I do here, and this helps me to micro a lot, is I G-kite my whole army, and then I reselect just the archers. I think I missed that. Here, let me show you this. Watch how I do this. Dang it. Yeah. So get ready to G-kite here. I move back, and I want to pull everybody back, right? Because if I just leave that sword out there, he's going to kind of get screwed up. That's a lot of cats. So I click space, I select everybody. Now we're just G-kiting. Click 3, buy an archer. And then right here, I select only my archer. And that means that once this guy gets about here, or wherever I previously commanded him, he's going to stop running and he's going to start stabbing. And you need your sword to throw those stabs out there. That could have been a dead archer. That was kind of lag, though. Lag is definitely biting me in the butt this game. It's so hard to space correctly. I buy a wall. I'm floating a little bit, but I'm not dipping too low because I need to be able to build that wall the second I can. Yeah. I still floated too much. I could have bought another miner there and still had enough money for a wall. At least I get to secure tower, but it's like walls are just such an investment. It's ridiculous. Just absolutely ridiculous. I did the math one time and I estimated that building a wall in the early game is worth about 400 gold. Because you have to purchase it, then you have to build it, and then you have to lose mining time on one miner. So if you think, if I just left that miner and did nothing and I built no walls at all, I would be 400 gold up. And that's a significant investment early game. It almost makes it worth it to just you would have to lose over 2 miners or over 1 archer to have a worse trade-off than that. Walls are massive investments, man. That's why Antis doesn't build them. That's also why I just don't do archer start. Because you cannot stop. Those bombs will get into my base. If all he has to do is build 1 extra bomb, so he's got 3, which means he can confirm a kill, and he can run into my base, and I can't do anything about it. Now, the only way that would work in my favor is if he ran in, and then if I splitted properly, you know, and dispersed my units in the right way, so I minimize the casualties, because when it's 3 bombers is 225 gold, which is a lot more gold than you would think for 3 bombers. So that means if you spend 3 bombers and 1 cat on an archer, you are actually at a disadvantage gold-wise. Now, so yeah, as long as you split properly, you could make an argument that the archer start is valid, as long as, because if you don't do a wall and you just split perfectly, then gold-wise, order is almost always going to win, unless, of course, the chaos player is good. Then he'll get multiple archers out of it, even if you split, because you can split up your bombs. So it's just a really difficult position for order overall. I just don't like the archer start. Not that it's not doable, it's just there's so many areas for potential failure. My sword start would have gone fine, but I just couldn't fight the game. The lag, you know, it got me. I mean, you saw it clear as day. I was splitting properly. It's just the delay. That bomb would not have hit the majority of my units had the lag not happened. And I also want to be careful not to make Shadow out to call him a lagger or anything, because I don't think Shadow's a lagger. A lot of people will kind of accuse others of being laggers, but it's just like the main issue is stick empires. You know, Shadow probably doesn't live anywhere near the area where I live, and that just the SE servers just can't handle that. It's not that any of us have bad internet, just the servers are trash. Notice how I'm keeping that weak guy in front at all times because he's poisoned. So that means if these guys get poisoned, I just lose like 3 swords unless I immediately garrison them. I'm also distancing them. Dang, this micro right here is really good. I'm really proud of myself. Dang. Man, I microed that really well. Wow. You also notice when I microed there, I let my swords get close, but I never let my swords engage with the crawlers because I didn't want them taking damage with the crawlers. Also, this part is an overextension here. I'm gonna get screwed here because my archers are right here and this sword is about to die. Also, dang, he's got 2 bombers. I need to attack here. I think. He might have had a 3rd dead. I'm not sure. Let's look at the mini-map. So those 2 bombers are right there. Comes in with the bombers. Yeah. I need to attack here. Get a dead kill out of this. Right? Oh yeah, it wouldn't have mattered. No, never mind. At least it would have been, you know, worth trying. So I'm investing into light units right now, which is kind of one way to go with OVC, is you just buy nothing but light units. And it's not the best army in the world. What's good about it is you can just get a lot of them out, and the DPS stacks surprisingly quickly. You can kill a lot of chaos players doing that. Take the weak sword back. That makes all the difference right there when you click H on your Merrick. And no lag, that sword wouldn't have died. As soon as I click H right here, that unit should be healing right now, which is 1 heal on that sword. Oh, I moved him again. I interrupted it. Yeah, that was my fault. Well, arguably. Because if you click H, then the animation begins. The healing spell begins. Yeah, no, that was still lag. Because as soon as I click H, the healing spell begins, and the healing spell will not be interrupted by the movement command. Once the spell starts, it's like casting a spell with a mage. Even if you command the mage to move during the spell, he will finish the spell. So when I clicked H, the Merrick should have healed the sword, and then when I moved everybody back, she would have finished the healing, and the sword would have been healed. It's super insignificant though, but that's why I clicked H. I mean, it's the little things, man. But there are bigger things going on in this game right now that I should focus on. Animation cancel for me, that really sucks. Yeah, these swords are just working against me now. In my defense, though, a spear would just be completely melted right now. A spear couldn't take the damage from all these deads.
That's my downfall right there.
Oh yeah, I caught myself. I never got Minor Hustle. That's rough. And now's when you need Minor Hustle too, when you're using your miners as meat shields. If they don't have that extra HP, it's such a loss and investment. There's that H again. Which, by the way, you need to know your hotkeys if you're going to get good at Stick Empires. H is the hold command. Really important key. So it looks like I got Minor Hustle done now. Tower spawn, man. That's a well-timed tower spawn for him. Oh, and these bombs. Oh, he threw those bombs, dude. He screwed up on those bombs bad. I still lose this, though. I don't have the backbone. I'm just kind of trying to cycle out my units here. I'm doing a good job of it, too. Dang. Look at this. Keeping that Merrick alive? Keeping everything alive. That's micro. Doesn't matter, though. I still lose. So this is why I have written in my notes here, and yes, I do keep notes. 80% of your games are/should be determined in the early game. Establish build orders and play perfectly. So, as you can see, we're almost 3 hours into this replay here. And the previous 2 hours I was playing with 73G, and most of our games were under 5 minutes because they were determined in the early game. The early game is vital, and if you want a solid win rate, in-depth analysis only matters after the early game is over with. This is how I train new people, is I help them to focus on the early game. Because the game, for me, ended right when I lost my swords, wherever that was. Yeah, it was when I lost my swords is pretty much what got me. So I lost this game because of screwed up my early game. I feel like I could have come back though, had I played this right. Wait, is this a different replay? Why is there a spear in there? Oh yeah. This is the end of the last replay. Well, even if I did find a mistake in this game, and a potential comeback, we know the main mistake of this game, and that was the sword split. Let's check out this next replay. That one was alright. I think this is another OVC. %80 of your games are determined, or should be determined in the early game, for real. It's facts, dude. I mean, how many games of Stake Empires have you played and you... Man, I'm loud. How many games of Stake Empires have you played and then you just, like, lost in, like, 30 seconds? You know what I mean? Really good micro there. I'm doing everything right. You can see the delay. It sucks. Perfect. Oh, they all went for the swing and missed. Nice. For whatever reason, all my swords got selected there. Let's go back and kind of watch what happened.
Where's my archer?
So he kills that sword, but that's no big deal because I'm holding tower this whole time. So it's not a huge deal. Priority is to hold tower. I mean, like one sword here and there, it's not going to kill anybody. Also, I get a cat there. Okay, I see the bomber here. But you see I'm getting ready to select this sword wrath, so I'm trying as fast as I can here to get the sword wrath to attack that cat and then turn back around and split my sword wrath, but for some reason all my sword wrath got selected. Crap, I missed it. So yeah, I already knew these guys selected. I don't know why I'm not urgently selecting these guys in the back here. Okay, I click space. Alright. So I moved him back, which should give me more time to respond. Right? So they don't move back until now. Did lag not help me in this situation? Yeah, it didn't. But that's mainly my fault. I should have had the swords that I wanted to split pre-selected, and I didn't have that. So that's just poor micro from me. That's also good pressure from Shadow because, you know, the more you push a player, the more pressure builds up. And the more likely they are to make mistakes. So Shadow was putting good pressure on me here, which caused me to make that mistake too. And then I drag a box and accidentally selected everybody. This whole thing is just a disaster here. I'm still doing a lot of damage on his cats too. Yeah, I mean, I'm still making this work.
Freaking angry over here.
Yeah, I was really angry.
I mean, livid.
It's because I kept trying to control my swords and trying to get him to do stuff, and it just nothing was working. Everything I was telling him to do ended up being backwards. Yeah, I already called that archer was dead because I overextended. I got even more angry there because my freaking G-kites wouldn't work. That's so frustrating when you're trying to G-kite and the archer won't. I'm very invested in swords right now. And early game units. I should probably just attack here. Leave one sword on tower. Okay, no, I'll just grab him tower real quick. There we go. That's a lot of bombs.
He's pushing the envelope.
And now I'm getting a wall, which is going to screw me even more. Yeah, forget mana. I'm just so invested right now.
As long as I can just hold tower, dude. It's all OBC comes down to.
I can't hold tower. That's ludicrous. Oh, maybe I can. Could sure use a Merrick right now. Would make these units go a lot further.
And I know he plays like Vacuum Fury, and they invest everything into acquiring tower early, and you gotta stop that, or at least be prepared for that one way or another.
That's right, yeah. Even though I'm crazy invested right now, I'm still holding tower. See how well this split works. I bet this is a good split. Yeah, this is good. This is good. That's as good as I could have done with that. Also, I got an archer poisoned. And you see, I have to slow down to the pace of what the game will allow me to do here too, because I'm just waiting for the game to respond sometimes. I shouldn't be in this position right now. Something happened. I screwed up somewhere, because I'm behind, and I should not be behind right now. I don't know if I overinvested. I don't know if I messed up my early game or what, but I should not be. Or maybe I'm in a better position than I think, because I have a lot of archers. Yeah, do the William one trick, spam one. Yeah, that's so many deads. You see how he plays? The Shadow's playstyle, in Vacuum Fury, is similar to this, somewhat. He's trying to shut you down with the mid-game army. He's trying to overwhelm you. And Chaos is good at that. Chaos will overwhelm you quickly. That's what he's doing here. Because this many deads, that's for the purpose of mid-game, if you ask me. There's so many deads, man. They're just going to eat through my spirit. And
that's so much damage.
yeah. Something happened. That was pretty big right there. You'll notice that he was here. I didn't command the Merrick to go back. I commanded her to go down here because that dodged that fist. Had I not dodged that, I would have lost that Merrick. Each Merrick is vital in this situation. Also, save the top Merrick there. Merrick preservation is everything right now. I'm anticipating that he is going to reap that Merrick because it was the furthest one. So that's why I moved it back beforehand, and then I moved that guy forward just in time. I'm also anticipating a Hellfist here, which I did very good at. Dang. Dude, my micro is nasty right now. Sheesh. This is some nasty micro, man. Like the good kind. Oh, man. He got a Merrick there. He's gonna get a second Merrick. Okay. He lost his marrow, which is pretty big for me. And so there's my sirEthan dying, getting hit through a wall. Cool video game. I missed the statue there. That screwed me up. There's a good wall play there. Probably should have brought that wall forward. That. Oh yeah, that wall never placed. I don't know why. That animation cancel is so big here. I don't know how, but I got 3 sirEthans right now. I think I garrisoned one earlier, yeah. Another one, man. Look at that animation cancel. Makes all the difference in the game. It's random, too. Really solid jug cycling from Shadow here. Really good play. Honestly, a 4th Merrick, I think... You will almost always peak out at 3 Merricks. Pretty much always. But this is a rare exception where I'd say a 4th Merrick is acceptable. Sometimes you can get a 4th Merrick just in anticipation of losing it. Of losing a Merrick. Got another marrow there. You see how far micro has gotten me? Well, that's not a good example of micro. Neither is that. I lost 2 archers there. Like, those 2 archers, that's big, dude. I mean, that is huge. And I think that was kind of the first time during this whole engagement here I've really lost a few archers. Nice. I tried to pick off a 3rd dead there by moving my archer forward, and I couldn't. But I got 2. He lost a little, I lost a little. I'd say he lost more, though. This is also important, what I just did. You'll notice I clicked on one Merrick H, another Merrick H, and then probably here a 3rd Merrick H. That is to desync my Merricks.
This is a freaking stalemate.
Yeah, this is a stalemate. I mean, this is some of the best micro out of me I've seen. Like, I'm really happy with this micro.
Alright, we gotta get these cures off.
Yeah, I toggle cures off because I'm running short on miners and I need everybody off mana. I can get off mana. And you don't need 3 Merricks healing 1 Spiriton. That's stupid. You don't even need 3 Merricks healing 2 and 3 units, or curing them, I mean. Healing, yeah, you need healing, but curing is a little bit more expendable. You really only need 1 to 2. See, I'm toggling it off. Curving guts, there we go. Another really big animation cancel. That's everything, dude. I have no mana here. You see how you see how my mana, it's getting up to 50 and then it drops, and then it goes up to 50 again, and then it drops, and then it goes up to 50 and then it drops. I can't get 50 mana to buy this Spiriton. That's why having all these freaking Merricks on cure comes back to bite you in the butt. When you need 50 mana, you can't get it because you've got 3 Merricks constantly healing. I mean, that's 10 mana every cast. You don't need that. That's way overkill. So now I got 700 gold. I think I buy an extra archer here. No, I don't. Dang. Dude, I am microing my heart out right now. So I'm kind of out of reinforcements now. This is GG. Look at how focused I am, man. So in the zone.
This is a stalemate. We've literally been doing this for 10 minutes straight.
Yeah, I've been stuck on my second row here, and he hasn't been able to get through it for quite a while. This is when I start to kind of crumble, I think. Dang. Targeting is important here. Really important. This is just GG, I think. Way too much mana. See all that extra mana I got? Might have been because I turned Kier off. Most likely. Makes a difference, guys. So, like, in Shadow's position right now, he's come out with 2 spellcasters, right? That's not that much. Well, Shadow should have 3/4 of his dead's Kiers off. Like, at this point in the game, you have to select a little over half your army and just click Q and turn them off. You don't need 10 deads poisoning 1 Spiriton. That's such a waste of mana. And will prevent spellcasters from coming out, for sure. No doubt. I don't know how he has his poison toggled though. Dude, look at this micro. Look at this freaking micro, man. Okay, don't look at that. Yeah, it's game. So I think I basically played 5 minutes to 13 minutes. I played as good as I could have played. But there was a mistake somewhere before the 5-minute mark. Something happened before the 5-minute mark. Like I said, and will continue to say, 80% of games are determined in the first 3-4 minutes of Stick Empires. And something happened in those first few minutes that got me in that position to begin with. I'm sure of it. Absolutely sure of it. So, yeah, I'll go ahead. We're going to backtrack because if I'm going to analyze replays, you got to do it all the way. I'll keep doing this, though. But, yeah, I really wanted to analyze those games and whatnot.